If you've been named executor or administrator of a California estate and there's a house sitting empty right now, this video is for you. Because from the moment that property becomes vacant, a clock starts running. And if something goes wrong, the liability may not land on the estate. It may land on you personally. Under California Probate Code sections 9600 and 9601, your core duty is simple to state and harder to execute. Preserve and protect the estate's assets. A vacant home is the single most fragile asset you'll manage. Empty houses deteriorate fast, and they attract problems that occupied houses don't. So let's walk through exactly what to do in the order you should do it. Phase 1, immediate physical security. This is your first 48 to 72 hours. Start by changing the locks. All exterior doors, all deadbolts, today. This isn't about distrust, it's about control. Family members, neighbors, former contractors, and old caregivers may still have keys, and items can walk out of that house long before you complete a formal inventory. Once the inventory is filed, you're accountable for what was on it. Next, document everything. Walk the property room by room and capture time-stamped photos and video. The condition of the roof, the condition of the floors, every piece of personal property inside. You will need this record for the court-appointed probate referee, and you will need it for your inventory. You will also be very glad you have it if a beneficiary ever questions what was in that house. Third, remove high-value items, cash, jewelry, firearms, small antiques, sensitive documents like tax records and vehicle titles. Move them to a safe deposit box or secure storage. Leaving them in an empty house is an unnecessary risk you don't need to carry. Fourth, forward the mail. Reroute it to your address through the USPS website. Mail piling up in a mailbox is a signal to burglars that nobody's home, and buried in that pile may be a property tax notice or an insurance bill you cannot afford to miss. Phase 2, insurance and financial protection. This is where executors get hurt. Here's the warning I want you to remember from this entire video. Standard homeowners insurance policies commonly restrict or void coverage once a home sits vacant for 30 to 60 consecutive days. 30 to 60 days. If a fire, a burst pipe, or an act of vandalism happens after that window, the carrier may deny the claim outright. And if the estate loses a $300,000 asset because coverage lapsed on your watch, you may be looking at a personal negligence claim from the beneficiary. So call the existing carrier now. Tell them the owner has passed away and the property is unoccupied. Ask specifically to convert to a vacant dwelling policy. Then pay that premium from the estate bank account, never from your own pocket, and never from a personal card. While you're handling finances, keep the essential utilities on. Do not shut everything off to save money. Keep the electricity running for lighting and any security system. Keep the water on if the landscaping needs it. Or shut the main valve if the home will sit for a long stretch and an indoor leak is the bigger risk. And keep paying the carrying costs from the estate account. Mortgage payments, property taxes, HOA dues. A foreclosure or a tax lien on a probate property is a disaster you can prevent with a calendar reminder. Phase 3, preservation and curb appeal. Keep the lawn mowed, the trees trimmed, and the weeds down. An overgrown yard does 3 bad things at once. It invites city code violations, it triggers HOA fines, and it advertises to anyone driving by that the house is empty. Then set up deterrents. Put interior lights on smart timers or photo sensors so the home looks occupied after dark. It's inexpensive and it works. Phase 4, valuation and your distribution strategy. First, schedule the probate referee. In California formal probate, the court-appointed referee must appraise the real estate to establish fair market value as of the date of death. That's Forms DE 160 and DE 161. Then decide the plan for the house. If you're selling and you hold full authority under the Independent Administration of Estates Act, you can list the property, accept an offer, and send a notice of proposed action, Form DE 165, to the heirs. They have 15 days to object before you close. If you only hold limited authority, the sale must go through a court confirmation hearing, with minimum bid requirements generally set at 90% of the appraised value. That's a slower path, so know which authority you have before you promise anyone a timeline. And if the house is being transferred to an heir rather than sold, you maintain it until the court grants the order for final distribution. At that point, you sign and record an executor's deed transferring title to the beneficiary. Here's the bottom line. A vacant probate property is not a waiting game. It's an active management job with real deadlines and real personal exposure. Handle security in the first 3 days, fix the insurance in the first 3 weeks, and you've eliminated the 2 failures that cause the most damage. If you're managing a vacant property in probate right now and you're not sure where you stand, reach out. A short conversation early is far cheaper than a denied insurance claim later. Subscribe for more plain English California probate guidance, and I'll see you in the next one.